And the reason why it's practice is because, like anything else, um, staying steady when the tendency of our mind is to run ahead,
Yes,
right? That's the tendency. That's the normal tendency. We run ahead way down the road.
yes,
Um, uh, so it takes practice to know, to observe it running down the road, and to kind of go, whoa, come back, come back, come back, come back, right?
mm-hmm.
Um, um, and so it takes a consciousness of how we're thinking, how we're feeling, and it takes practice to pull ourselves back from the edge of driving ourselves crazy into
Mm-hmm.
our imaginings.
Yes.
You know? And I really think that right now we have to consciously do that. At
Yeah.
the same time, I'm very clear that this conversation is a conversation in a way about how privileged we are.
It is, in fact, it
You
is
understand?
because we are to be able to talk
Yes,
like this, with
yes.
no I would say no near danger. Yes,
Mm-hmm,
we have it here, and
mm-hmm.
we're trying to manage it, but there's no present danger, within our where we are right now at
Mm-hmm.
this moment. you
Mm-hmm.
know and yes, because we have cases here, we have to be vigilant, we have to be careful, we can't be careless, we can't be thinking that it can't happen to us, which is the tendency of our culture, is to have this almost, no, it can't happen to us, it now will catch us. So it forces us to also look at that, look at how we manage and react to situations. Yeah, do I want us to panic? Of course not. I want us to be vigilant, but at the same time, as you said, we are privileged. We can be speaking now about all of this, and there's no near threat to us. You
And,
know.
and and I think being conscious of the ways in which we are privileged is also an important practice.
Yes, yes,
It really is,
yes,
because part of the fair living in this moment is because we're not paying attention to the ways in which we're privileged, even within the context of the challenging times,
yes,
right?
yes,
So the accompanying experience to recognizing privilege is is being able, hopefully, to be in a space of gratitude,
yes, yes. That was the word.
right? So if I am conscious, yeah, if I can remain conscious that it is a privilege to live in the home I'm in with, in the context that I live in, with the neighbors that I live around, with
Yes,
the support systems that I have, with the resources that I can call on,
hmm,
um, that those are huge privileges, that there then in a way is a kind of worthlessness is the word that in my mind, but I know worthlessness, right? But when you're just, so at what point, where do I get off
hmm.
feeling sorry for myself?
Right, right, right. Yeah.
And
And the
where do
word
I get,
gratitude is very
yeah,
important. You said
yeah.
that earlier, gratitude. I mean, oh, we have to be so grateful for what we have in this country, in the context of Jamaica, as well as in our own individual spaces, where,
Hmm.
yeah, as you say, we have the privilege to talk to each other like this. If I need to run out, I can run out and come back quickly because I have the resources in which to do, to do
Hmm.
whatever I need to do. Um, I can call on a friend and get
Hmm.
some conversation going. Some people are lonely. They may feel very
Absolutely.
dejected. They don't have what we have. It's a blessing, and this is why I have to stay in the moment, rather than project and forecast and gone into the next month. Staying present allows me to take it in and I take it in doses. I don't, the whole day I'm not engaged in everything that's going on. I do feel compassion. I do cry sometimes when I watch maybe a news item or what's happening with other people, because we're humans.
Yeah, no, keep
Yeah,
going,
no,
keep going.
it's a live things over there. Things will happen. The dog went back and your phone will ring.
Absolutely, yes, call me back.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So we have to.
let me turn it off, yeah? Let me
Yeah,
turn it off. So what have we said, right? We've said in this life shifts conversation. If you're just joining us, I'm Carol Narcisse,
and
and
I'm
with
Charlene.
Charlene. And so together we're going to have conversations around life shifts, how life shifts, the ways in which it shifts, how we're experiencing the shifts as two women who are older. I say to people, but first of all, I'm having a ball joining the seniors line, I have to tell you. No, I feel like I've arrived.
Yes, I'm there too. It's 55 and up, girlfriend, and I'm there.
I feel like I've arrived.
Yes, yes,
Um, and when I join the seniors line, and sometimes people who still recognize me will say, Miss Narcisse, what you doing over there?
yes,
I
yes,
say, you stay there. I am supposed to be over here.
yes.
So, but when we started to talk about doing these conversations around life shifts, it came about, as you might recall, Charlene, when you and I were in the supermarket one day and we were talking.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about how life is shifting, how we're experiencing shifts in our lives as we are getting older. And we both said that nobody's really having these conversations
Right.
in a public way.
Yes.
So that let's do it, we said. And it's taken us a year or almost, and it has taken the crisis to,
Yep.
to present us with the use of this tool,
Yes.
because we spent a year trying to mesh
Oh my
our
God, I
schedule
remember.
so that we could get in the same room, same time to have the conversation. Look, then look how Zoom now just come.
Let me tell
You are,
you,
you are where you are, I'm where I'm at,
and we're
and
having the
now we're
conversation.
having a conversation.
Yes, yes, yes.
So there is nothing, no time like the present is one of the first things.
The first
Two,
takeaway. Hmm.
yeah, no time like the present, man. So let's just stay in the space of the present. Not about a project into next month, not about a
No.
project into 6 months time, what gonna happen. And that doesn't mean that we're not going to be smart and planful,
Right.
right, as much as we can.
Yes.
Yes, I am anticipating how things might continue to shift,
Yes.
right? And
And evolve. Yes, as they
yeah,
evolve.
and I'm calibrating my
Hmm.
existence accordingly.
Yes.
And that's a different thing than projecting into a fair space
Hmm.
when you actually don't really know what's going to happen.
Yes. For real. For real.
and,
Yeah.
and when where you are right now is actually good enough,
Yes. Yes. And
right?
there's a gift in all of this, there's a gift if we can see past just all the other things that are happening around us, because we're all overwhelmed at this moment. But the gift is being able to even do this. Look, as you said, look how long we're going to do this, we're going to meet Sunday, we're going to meet, we're getting a camera person, we're getting this. And the gift has been presented to us. And that was what, 2 days ago, I said, you know what, Carol, we're going to just
Absolutely.
talk. We're
That's
going to
right.
just talk you
That's
know,
right.
as we do so very often when we
And
buck
and
up each other,
all the time the technology has been there,
waiting
right?
for us.
But
Yes.
we all get stuck in a mode of operating, right? So if
Hmm.
orthodoxy says you do it this way, then when we're not thinking of all the possibilities that are to hand,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I mean, the way in which I see people utilizing technology at this point. I mean, there's a DJ in the States, DJ D Nice, and D Nice has been doing club quarantine, he calls it, right? He's been spinning he's old school,
Yes.
right? Old school R&B, 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s, right? And he's in his kitchen and him spinning some wicked music.
Yes.
And people, I mean, hundreds of thousands, over a million on some days, people all over the world are tuned in.
Yes.
And you think about, I mean, the first time I tuned in and watched the counter just spinning as people were joining, right?
Yes.
And you say to yourself, so here I am in this minute, rocking, getting up and dancing. And so are hundreds of thousands of people around the world in the same moment.
Talk about virtual dance all.
Virtual dance, right? So that the technology I mean, one of the blessings of this period is that it has brought to our attention how we can actually be really utilizing the technology
in a productive way.
In a productive way, in a conscious way, in a way that connects us
absolutely
globally.
Yes.
Right? So even though we're practicing social distancing, and we're going to have to practice it even after the crisis is gone.
So we're being advised to do that.
It's not going to be tomorrow the crisis over and we start hug up.
No, my dear. We have to learn some good footsie move and some elbow moves. Let's tell you.
So you know, and our culture is a culture of embracing and hugging. And
oh yeah.
So it's something we're all going to have to practice.
We don't practice spatial distancing very well. We are
we're right in each other's space.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge for us, for our culture.
It is. But you know, I'm seeing other people on social media having the conversation about the next, you know, what will life be after this moment?
Post
of shift.
Yes.
This moment of reset. That's the word I'm looking for.
Reset. Right? Yes.
This moment of reset. What are we going to choose?
Yep.
As our next, the way we're going to function, the way we're going to be
moving forward. Yes.
It's going to be a huge tragedy, I think, if we don't grasp the opportunity that we've been given to reset.
Yeah.
To reset development models, to reset how we conceive of community, to reset what the priorities are that we need to spend our national resources on, to reset how we deal with, you know, just staying connected.
Yes.
And recognizing how connected we all are.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Is that going to help us to shift and reset the way in which we exclude people?
Yes. I hope it
whole groups of people.
Yes. What I hope is that it creates a better world. Maybe I'm being idealistic, maybe I'm naive. I'm just hoping that it will create a better world, a better connection of people, more respect for each other, more sympathy, compassion, sensitivity, all those things. I'm hoping that because we're all in it together right now and none of us is really immune from it, I hope it. I called it, and I think I posted something yesterday that it's the great equalizer. It somehow equalizes us. It is and it isn't. It is and it isn't. Yeah, in some aspect, of course, naturally, in some aspect it isn't. But I mean, if we see it as such, because we know that any of us can become prey to it, then it should give us a sense of feeling more connected. You know, the word connected comes up in my narrative a lot because I think it forces some connection. It forces us to be connected. You know, and look at us. We're connected now via this medium that we never ever thought of,
Right,
right?
right.
Um,
But nothing, no, nothing happens before its
it's
time.
time.
That's
Yeah,
what our
yeah,
people
yeah,
used to tell
yeah.
us, and it is a truth. I saved this morning a Facebook post by Samuel Morgan,
Uh-huh.
um, and I just, as we wrap this first conversation that we're having, I
Yeah.
want to just take us out with sharing this post,
Mhm.
because we're talking now about what are we going to choose as the reset uh,
Yes.
post this crisis. And Samuel Morgan posted today, perhaps COVID-19 will prompt, quote, social leveling after the crisis passes and after the current, quote, social distancing campaign. Social distancing, he says, always existed.
Mm-hmm.
The distance between rich and poor, privileged and underprivileged. Social distancing is the other name for what every minority group experienced in public transport around the world before COVID-19. It's the distance between you, me, the reader, and me, the author.
Mm-hmm.
It's my race, religion, wealth, or lack of wealth compared to yours, and how that defines and limits me or limits you to, ah, to a quarter, opens doors for you or me, allows me or you to further our own ambitions. I've been reflecting, he says, on how the world needed a reset of values, working from home instead of commuting, so that we can spend time with our families during work and around work, not
Mm-hmm.
just after work when we're tired.
Mm-hmm.
Caring for our elders, prioritizing access to healthcare over profits, investing in proper healthcare facilities, and having them accessible to all, proper housing, food security for everyone, sustainable food from 100 miles around us instead of from the other side of the earth, fair and balanced media reporting, promotion of enlightenment and higher order thinking instead of base, primal, consumption based patterns. Focus on science and technology, astronomy, music, art, literature, defeat of the false god of the economy. All these things are possible if we rearrange ourselves constructively. Make no mistake, he says, the world will never be the same after this change. It's a window to a new era if we so choose.
Mm-hmm.
I want to work 4 hours a day and spend time in my own garden. I want to compose music and pen poetry. I want to look at the stars in the sky at night. I want to take long walks and swims. I want to spend time with children, teaching them instead of sending them to schools. I want to grow what I eat and exchange with people around me. I want to explore art, dance, philosophy. I want to make love in this club. Sorry, that was Usher's list, not mine. That has to be the new way, he says, at least for me, if not for you. You get to define what you choose after COVID, if you're still alive, then.
Wow.
Eh?
Wow.
Big post.
Big, big, big,
Big post.
profound, and
Big post.
yeah,
Big
man.
post.
Major, major.
Samuel Morgan wrote that on Facebook this morning
Oh,
as we have this conversation about how life shifts.
yep.
We're going to continue to have the conversations.
Yes.
Um, Very likely not always free flowing. Sometimes we will make it thematic and bring in, connect with maybe an expert in that particular theme area, so
Yeah.
that we are not just sharing our opinions, but also getting the expert input from others as well. So we hope you will join and stick and stay for these live shift conversations. I'm Carol Narcisse.
And I'm Charlene Fagan, and it's been an absolute pleasure, Carol.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here we are, finally.
Yes. All right. Peace out.
All right. Peace out.
Peace out. All right, sis. Take care.